So Lorraine made remarks about having to follow Dances for a Variable Population, and I think I'll make remarks about having to follow Lorraine. I think we should all get some placards and go out in the street and storm New York with your remarks on them. Thank you, Ruth, and thank you to all of our friends who are gathered here to hear about what we can do to make this city better through creative aging programs. Casa. I get to talk about Casa, and I am not going to speak from the heart. I'm going to put my heart over here and tell you some history about Casa, which is that in 2009, actually a year before, Ruth, the Department of Cultural Affairs created a pilot called Space for Art. We called it Sparkle, might have been better. And literally, it was a program that was about putting the arts into spaces where it had at the time little presence. A few years later, we were the fortunate recipients of a grant from the National Endowment for the Arts to expand on that pilot. And being big fans of public funding of the arts, we continue to be grateful to the National Endowment for that formative grant and for all they do in seeding and supporting programs here in New York City and throughout the country. The role of government funding in the arts is critical at every level, at the municipal level, at the state level, and at the federal level. And together, we are a mighty force. I hope we can mobilize to do more with creative aging. But indeed, a few short years after the program launched, it gained the attention of the City Council, and they recognized its value and stepped up and provided expanded support and a new name. Casa did not come from the Department of Cultural Affairs, it came from the City Council as a name, which has led the program in its current form. And it is, as present, as was noted, the largest creative aging program in America. I think that makes sense because we are the largest city in America, but it also doesn't say great things about programs that need to be throughout this country and at present are not as much so. We started with just 9 residencies that first year in 2009. There are 255 this year and a commitment of over $3 million. And over the last 5 years, that's been a $12 million investment. And we're going to hear about the notable difference these programs we have just seen, a little bit about the notable difference these programs have made. I want to personally acknowledge Lorraine and all our colleagues, and they are committed and really critical collegial partners with us. Lorraine happens to be the best-dressed commissioner in the city of New York, which is an art form in and of itself, in my opinion. And they are invaluable partners when it comes to integrating the arts into our agency's mission of serving older New Yorkers. Thank you, Lorraine, and all your colleagues for being a part of this program and really working with us so closely. You may not know, but DFTA has also partnered with us on PAIR. That's the Public Artists in Residence program. Artist Laura Nova is working with DFTA staff, even as we speak, to address ageism and social isolation. And Laura's deep commitment with older New Yorkers got its start when she received a Casa grant a number of years ago. We're so pleased that she's a recipient of the Casa Award program again this year, and that's just one more palpable example of the power of the program to foster lasting and true connections between artists and seniors. I want as well to take a moment, now that I am not verklempt, to recognize Naomi and the terrific work that she has done throughout many years in this program. I would agree, Lorraine, it moved me to tears. But it also made me laugh, because how often do we see shimmying before 10 o'clock in the morning? Feathers. Not to mention feathers. Sparkle sometimes. I want to take a moment to recognize the driving force behind this program at my own agency, the indomitable Stacey McMath. While many of you have worked with Stacey from the field or at partner agencies, I've gotten to work with her from the inside. And let me tell you, you've only seen the tip of the iceberg. Stacey's commitment to the values and benefits of this program have been remarkable, and most importantly, they've been effective. Setbacks, bureaucracy, all manner of adversity, she's persevered. And her commitment has driven the agency's commitment, and from my heart, thank you, Stacey. So, Why is Sukasa so important, so valuable, so worth the time and advocacy and support that many of us in this room pour into it? Not to mention that, of course, it could be better, and we're going to hear more about that. Through research, from witnessing firsthand, the empowerment and social engagement that is achieved through programs like this is achieved uniquely through the arts. It is not like any other form of participation. A survey of participating centers conducted a couple of years ago found that an astounding 95.7% of the respondents judged the program to be successful. 98% observed that seniors exercise their minds and their bodies during program activity, something that wasn't happening through the lunch program, right? And 100% said that seniors were supported in their creative expression. Stats at that level are unheard of in this highly opinionated city of New York. But I think there is no one here whom I have to convince that attending to creative aging can be transformative. I look forward to listening and learning more. I'm going to sit in the back. And the recommendations about the value of this program and the evolution of this program and the future of this program. It's proven again and again to be valuable for our senior population. And I say that not just because I am a member of that population. So thank you.